What's going on? Matt Manduke here. I figured I'd do the live stream. Uh, what do you say? Announcement on subscription page says 3 p.m. Clicking on the video, it says 6. It will probably be at 4. One reason I missed them because the time is never right. Yeah, part of that problem is the YouTube app. If I schedule something for 3 p.m. on the YouTube app, it comes up as 7 p.m. for when I'm going to do the schedule. I think it's because YouTube in general is based in California, and so when they post something, it's based on Western time, and I'm entirely on the East Coast. There's Union Lake. I'm actually parked at the boat ramp way over there. And I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see some of the trail that I'm on, because I'm going to check out these trails. Now, I was already out here and flew my drone for a little while a few minutes ago. Just wanted to get some extra footage so that when I edit this, I have, some extra footage that those of you who watch the live stream haven't seen. And I like these trails. There's a nice inner working of trails where, you can get around quite a bit. There's a handful of bluffs. It's a decent spot, but sometimes it's a little trashy, and sometimes there's some hobos on the trail. So it's not always, it's not always the safest place if you were like a single female or whatever and wanted to do some jogging. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it by yourself. But that said, these trails are nice. There is some like dirt bike trails here. That looks like a four-wheeler came through here. There was when I'm going to actually head over there. So yeah, if at any time the channel page says that it's at 7 o'clock, then I actually meet at 4. If it says, if it says it's at 6 o'clock, I actually meet at 3. At any time, it's because the YouTube app says one thing and then the channel page says another, and the schedule is going to be one thing. So if the notification says 3 o'clock, is that how that went down? An announcement on subscription page says 3. Clicking on the video, it says 6. You will probably be on at 4. One reason I missed them because the time is never right. Yeah, well, it's not my fault that the time isn't right, is my point. If the subscription page says 3 o'clock, that's what time I mean. It's 3 o'clock. I can't always be on time either. Sometimes I'm on my way to do something and I don't know how long it's going to take. But I saw this when I was out hiking earlier, and they all had like these little tubes in them. And so I opened it up, and there's a cooler inside. And it's kind of like insulated in there. And then the cooler is made into a nest. And I don't know what this is actually for, but I noticed that there's a lot of cats around here. So I don't think it's for cats. I think it's for some kind of animal out here, but cats are taking advantage of it. So I found that to be fairly interesting. I actually like this trail because I like hiking along the lake, because I like the scenery. And while there isn't a whole lot of wildlife, it is entirely possible for you to see an owl out here, because I have seen them. You could see a fox, you could see groundhogs, you almost definitely will see squirrels anywhere in South Jersey. A little windy, so I'm going to wait for the wind to die down. There's some mountain laurel there. And like I said in previous videos, they will be blooming towards the end of the month in early June, which makes all of these trails so much more enchanting and magical. And it's a very lush and dense forest, but that's because it's alongside the lake, and anytime that there's water running through a forest, it creates a much more lush environment. Though this lake is Union Lake is the biggest lake in New Jersey by volume of water. It is created by the dam that is on Sharp Street. We're actually going to hike over there Not all the way to the dam, I don't think, but pretty close. I'm going to show you how you can get in from the other end as well if you don't want to come over to the boat ramp. If you're local, you can check this place out for yourself, because your own eyes are going to be able to see more than my camera can. But they give you nice views on this trail where you can see out over the water. I don't find that this is quite as magical as the Morris River Bluffs, but that's a favorite of mine, and you guys know that because I must have 30 videos out there, maybe even more. It's still a very enjoyable hike, and the hills out here are great. Now, I do prefer to do scheduled live streams because I think it'd be easier for my audience to find me if, you know, they know what time it's going to be. And it gives an opportunity for YouTube to send out that notification to say that I'm live, instead of, I have gotten some remarks about it being 20 minutes after I was done an hour-long live stream. So, you know, I don't want anybody to miss it if they actually want to watch, but it is difficult because the YouTube app says one thing and then it tells you guys another. So, you know, I can't really help you too much there. The best I can do is schedule it and say that the channel page is really what I mean, and that's actually when I'm going to come. But to some hope, I will continue this for at least an hour. I don't know that I will be able to talk for that long, but I might just be walking in the woods for an hour. I definitely will be out here for an hour because I expect to do the whole trail, maybe even the entire trail system, which is quite a bit of trails. This one is just along the lake, and this one turns out to be my favorite as I hike through. I have done a handful of videos out here, but most of these videos that I did out here went to a channel that no longer exists. So I think I did Sexual Sessions Bondage out here, and I may have done Sexual Sessions Daddy Little Girl out here, but that well, that channel doesn't exist anymore, and I don't think I'm going to bring it back, even though I'm not in a relationship right now. It's just, I only really have the capacity to uphold one channel, and this channel is enough where I can do an everyday thing. Now, on the trail here, there's this little beach. It's fairly secluded if you want to come out here and have a picnic or something. Today's a little windy for that, but it's a nice little beach. You could actually swim here if you wanted. It doesn't get too deep very quickly. And like I said, it's nice. It's not like full of algae and whatnot. There is a little side trail here that leads out a little bit if you wanted to do some fishing out. From here, you can actually distantly see the dam and the beach. I'm not going to head over to the beach now. I'm really just doing the hiking, but I am going to head as far as the dam. I also want to give a public service announcement that if anybody is heading out in the woods in order to see things for yourself, or, you know, follow my footsteps, in either case, put on bug spray. It will help deter ticks and mosquitoes alike, but mosquitoes aren't out yet, and they wouldn't be out today anyway because it's too windy. But ticks are a huge problem, and they carry multiple diseases. Plus, even if they don't have a disease, they're very uncomfortable if they bite you, and bug spray definitely helps. I recommend 100% DEET and putting it on your socks and around the cuffs of your pant legs. But I also encourage you to check yourself for ticks after you get out of the woods, because you never quite know if you really got them off. And I find them on me every time I go into the woods, which is kind of problematic for me, but I tend to get them off before they bite me, thankfully, because they can cause some really itchy bites. So I understand that nobody's watching, and that's because they didn't understand the notification, and that's not my fault. That is YouTube's fault, and that's a trouble. But I hope that anybody who would have watched, particularly Mr. Bazooka. I'm going to have to actually get your link. I'm not going to be able to do that in a live stream. I'm going to have to do that in an edited video because of the way that I do things. And my memory is just poopy. But I haven't actually checked out the channel yet either. So I'm going to actually have to do that and check it out. And I'll put your banners and stuff in the edited video. That way everybody can get an idea. And my 20 to 50 people, sometimes 100 people, might actually check it out. And I, like I said, I like promoting other people and encouraging other people as well, because it's in my benefit to share an audience. Although, of course, I would like, oh, I'm going over data, yay. I would like for you to promote me as well, but I understand if you don't. I will put the link to your playlist in my default upload, so it'll always be in my description somewhere. So I have tons of space in my description that I'm not using, and I don't really use it. I like this spot. I think this is where I did the sexual sessions BDSM. There's a spider that is creating a web between my finger and my camera. Dinky little thing, but he's there. But I like this spot because it's an easy lookout. It's a nice breeze. I could actually see someone tied between the two trees here. Maybe if it was a little bit more secluded, I don't know. I shouldn't have those things in my mind, but I definitely do, because that's who I am. And something that has been suppressed for a long time now is resurfacing. All right, Boost, you don't need to keep telling me that I'm using my data. I know I'm using my data. Oh, we're going to go this way because I want to stay along the lake for the way out, and then I'll come back the other way and go out through the woods and head back. So bluffs generally mean hills, and so I'm, going down the hill now. But I would like some feedback from you guys. If it's easier if I just go live now than scheduling, then that would be, easier for you. If it is easier for you, then, because it's easier to understand, then I'll do that. But I thought I would try to schedule because it would be easier for you to find me. But if it doesn't work, then I'm not going to do it, because until they fix it, it's not going to be right. Oh. I'm getting a chain text message from my cell phone service provider that says that I still have 6 gigs of data to use before I go over bandwidth. And that bandwidth is only really a thing during peak hours. Overnight doesn't much matter. But I get plenty of Wi-Fi, so that doesn't matter anyway. So there's another beach, and this is a beach that is known to have hobos camp out. I don't know why this one over other ones, but it's just another little beach where it seems more like a fishing spot than a swimming spot, but you could feasibly swim here. It's a little bit more secluded than the last one. The water's, well, it's Morris River water. It's what's to be expected in color. Still a little cold, even though it's getting warm outside. It's still a little cold in the water. I can't wait for it to warm up. I'm going to do a lot of kayaking this year. Go into this little inlet. I don't think it's a trail. Oh, it is a trail. It goes out into what could feasibly be a camping spot, if you wanted it to be. People have had multiple fires out here and burnt some of the trees and tried to get some of the stumps out. There's a bit of a pallet there. And there's another beach here. You can see all the big houses in Millville on the other side. The island over there is much closer to where I parked at. It's kind of hard to see on video because it's kind of hard to pick it out from the background from where I'm at. full of cedar trees here. The white cedar. I don't know why it's considered white, because it's not white. Maybe it's white inside and other ones aren't. I don't see a huge difference between them, that's the thing. And then from that side, shoot off or back on to the main trail that I'm taking, which goes along the base, and I find it's very interesting. On this trail last year, I did manage to find an orchid, a pink lady slipper, which was very nice, and they're somewhat rare. They grow in rotting trees and whatnot, which it's believable you could find a lot of them in the woods because of the way trees are, but they're actually fairly rare. And it gets a little hilly out here. You can see like the side of the bluff here with the tree growing out of it. Climbing up and down them is good exercise, but it's a little bit difficult to do with a phone in your hand. So I'll not be doing that today. But then, I don't know what this piece of plastic is necessarily, but this is a very nice bluff. As it cuts down, you can see the erosion, and it's fairly interesting. Hello, watcher. Maybe turn my camera around. Hello, viewer. Hi. Oh, you're going now. Ooh, there's my face. I scared you away. There's a bad connection. I don't know. I'd like to know how my video quality is, because I don't know how my... Oh, well, my signal is actually beautiful, so my video quality should be fairly good. This is a nice little dinky-ass deer trail along the side of the lake. And if I wasn't live streaming, I'd probably be jogging through this, because this is the kind of stuff that I enjoy. I like the way that tree grows out straight, even though, well, yeah, it is still alive. I think that's cool. And it's still like rooted in, like it meant to do that, but I don't think it totally did. It just held on to life while it could. And there is another trail up there, but that's not the one I'm following. Where in the world is Matt Manduke? I'm at Union Lake in Millville. It's not all that difficult. Yeah, so the beginning of this live stream answered your question. The problem is the scheduling is broke with YouTube. And so if I say that I want to start it at 3, it's going to say I'm starting it at noon. And so I have to schedule it 3 hours ahead for it to say that it's 3 on my phone. And I only know what I'm doing if you guys don't give me feedback. So, yeah, ultimately that's the problem. And my question is it easier for you if I just do a live stream whenever I feel like it, or if I schedule it? Because whatever the channel page says is going to be accurate, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. This is Union Lake, the largest lake in New Jersey, which you can't see very well because of tree cover, but I have paddled across it. That's actually in a video from a couple years ago. I did from, especially whenever I feel like it. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't see that. Whenever you feel like it. Reminders are annoying. Yeah, okay. Well then, you know, I'll just not schedule. It makes it easier. I don't really like the notifications that I get either, but I thought it would be easier if people did want to watch me to know when I'm going to be streaming, so that they can plan for that if they want to. This is a nice little shelf here. A little windy out today. I hope it's not making it too staticky. And then there's a tire. I gotta watch my step. Hold on. My Roshi's got a little wrecked yesterday. They got a bunch of pollen on them. There's my finger. Bunch of pollen on them. I was out on a trail at the Bluffs with a very hot chick who hopefully will watch this, but She's with her fiance now, so that's not going to happen right now. Ooh. I kind of needed my right hand there, but it didn't happen. It's a little bit involved, just a little bit. Right hand would have been nice because that's what was facing, but yeah, it is what it is. I actually like this trail for that section and a few other sections because it's enjoyable to go through something, especially something people can't bike on. Not that I see many bikers out here. That's more like the other spot. One of the more hilly spots in South Jersey for you to explore. There's not a whole lot of hilly spots in South Jersey. It's mainly flat, as you probably see in a lot of my other videos. I've always kind of wanted to bring a kayak out here when it snows and take the kayak down the bluff into the water. Ever seen the Jersey Devil or evidence of it? There's a lot of stories of the Jersey Devil when I was in Boy Scouts. Hey, I got a second viewer. Hi, other viewer. There's a lot of evidence of the Jersey Devil when I was in Boy Scouts. We actually went to the house where he was supposedly born. I have heard odd things in the woods, even through my adulthood, that I didn't quite recognize as anything. Like, I'm pretty familiar with animals, and I've heard some odd things that I didn't quite recognize, but I've never been approached, and I've never seen it. I thought I might have seen it one time when I was tripping on acid, but realistically, I was tripping on acid, so I can't really guarantee that, you know, I was actually seeing something real. Oh, looking at my arm and I'm running into a stick. I lost my other viewer. But yeah, we went to the house where he was born. I'd like to do that for a video sometime. I'm going to have to actually look it up and find out where it is so I can go out there and tell the story and do all that. I'm sure that is on YouTube and other places, but I kind of like to do it for myself because, well, I like to do everything for myself. If I didn't do videos that nobody else has done, this video probably wouldn't even exist. But I don't know that anyone has actually done this before. It's just that I do it for myself, and I don't spend too much time watching. And here's another place where people have camped. I'd say fairly recently, but it looks at that fire. It's a very nice bluff. It comes down, and you can actually climb down this one. It gives you a nice beach. And like I said, you can swim in this water. I don't necessarily recommend it because it's full of arsenic. And many people say that it's a bad idea, but arsenic is something that occurs naturally in all plants and dirt and everything, so it's not that big of a deal. I kayak in the water all the time, and I've drank it, and I'm not dying. I'm skinny, but if the river water made people skinny, everybody would drink it. But yeah, I've never seen the Jersey Devil to my knowledge. I don't, from what I understand, he should be about 300 years old. So if I was a 300-year-old retarded baby, Cedar Lakes are made from throwing tea bags in it. I don't think so. I think that Cedar Lakes were made from, oh, look at those pretty flowers. I would pick them if I had someone to give them to. I think that Cedar Lakes are made from creating a lake around from a cedar forest or around cedar. The cedar roots actually stain the water, and if you put like white fabric in it, it'll come out brown because of the cedar in it. But it's not from tea bags. No, that's pretty ridiculous. I know where I like to throw my tea bags, but that's another story. I only tea bag somebody once. Hold on, my leg itches, and I gotta check. No, I got this dry spot on my leg, and it's been itching, and I keep thinking that like it's a bug crawling on me or biting me, and it's not. It's just my leg itching. I need to get some lotion, but it hasn't happened yet because I don't get paid until tonight. No, tomorrow night. I wanted to give a quick trailer for a video coming out tomorrow that, ooh, I'm slipping, that is actually age restricted. It's the re-release of Storytime, The Nasty, which I originally had filmed in Belle Plaine, and I actually filmed it while I was in Belle Plaine the other day. This is, of course, another bluff and another place you can swim out at about 10 feet out there. It's about 4.5 to 5 feet deep, so you know it does have a nice gradual curve. There are freshwater clams in here, which could be toxic from a decade ago. I think there's another camping spot around here somewhere. I think it's like right here. Yeah, I know that there's a fire in this hole at some point. There's some sandstone there that I think looks pretty cool. Pretty cool for around here at least. Very nice outlook on the lake. I wouldn't mind camping here, but not if I'm gonna get bothered by a meth head or something. I'd rather not. And we're getting closer to the dam now, which you can kind of see over the river, or over the lake, sorry. Probably should have brought something to drink. I'm a little parched, but I think I'll be okay until I'm done with this, or at least until I'm back to the van. I'm at 26 minutes now. I'm not doing too bad. I figured that this would take me about an hour to hike up and back, and that seems to be about right. It might take me a little less time if I wasn't streaming, but it's not like I'm going to stop for that. I don't really have anything to do today. Tomorrow, while you guys are watching the Storytime, The Nasty, I'm going to be working on putting the kayak on top of the van and filming that. Hopefully that will be a video later this week. I'm having lots of luck with ladies, and I hope that it stays that way. I'm trying to hold the phone with my other hand, so please excuse me. That's not going to work. It's too floppy. Oh, I know where I'm at. This is like the end of this portion where it comes out to another little beach where I've actually skinny dipped with some ladies many years ago. But this is a nice, good view of the dam from here. A little bit of beach, and on the other side there's a little bit more. It's kind of like a lagoon. It's a nice little inlet. It gets a lot deeper, a lot quicker here. I would wear the phone as a necklace, like a rope or something, to keep my hands free. Yeah, I've been thinking about something like that, but they make cameras now that will do the live stream. Like they connect to your phone through Bluetooth and they'll live stream that way, so I can keep my phone in my pocket and use like an action camera. And I would prefer to do that because the action camera is a lot smaller and lighter, and you know, I don't need to use it for any kind of communication type thing. Oh, it's a dedicated camera. And then I can have my phone in my pocket hooked up to a battery pack if I need to for a elongated thing, because generally with a dedicated camera I can get batteries that I can chest, or that I can keep, so I can swap the batteries. But I haven't researched that yet, and I'm waiting for my Whitebriar job to kick in before I go about that. So another thing I've been looking at getting, which would work just as well instead of keeping my hand free, but would actually give for a much more streamlined type video, especially using my phone, is getting a gimbal so that I can just use a hand like a selfie stick and it'll steady the video. Now I'm actually going to climb up this bluff here so you can get an idea how high they are. But then with a gimbal, you're not going to get all the shaking from me walking or running. It'll be much more stable, kind of like the drone footage is, because the drone itself isn't all that steady. But It has a 2-axis gimbal. I want to get a 3-axis gimbal to hold the phone and hopefully the action camera. But I'm going to have to get a new phone before I do that, because this one, the charger port's like trash. Oh, I'm a little out of breath. This one, the charger port's like trash, and it's too big to fit in the phone holders, which is also a problem. I didn't think about it when I got it. It was a $100 phone. It really hasn't been that bad of a phone as far as performance is concerned. I used it for filming videos. I'm using it for streaming now. It doesn't give that bad of a quality. Maybe I shouldn't have jogged up that. All right, so from here, you can see, let me see if I can get my finger. That's an island, that's an island. And the head of the lake is actually in that direction. What looks like, well, I don't know if you can see it, but what looks like a mountain is actually the dump. It's the only mountain in South Jersey, and it's a mountain of trash. Boo. It better be until 2050. Most of Philadelphia ships their trash there, as well as Atlantic County and Camden County is shipping their trash there because their dumps are almost full, but ours apparently can take another 30 or more years of trash. I'd like to think that we're going to take less trash by then, but we haven't quite figured that out yet, the whole issue. But I'm going to head back and go toward the dam, and then I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go through the woods and show you what that trail looks like. And for you, Mr. Bunker, it's kind of like hiking in the woods without having to do it. I was thinking about using your channel, your radio station. No, I don't have to go down there. Hold on. I was thinking about using your radio station and, you know, downloading it and using it as background music for when I give you the shout out. Yeah, I got a little tired going up that hill too. It was a good 30 feet high though, so it's somewhat understandable. And it's still the beginning of the season, because it was so cold for so long and it recently got hot. My body hasn't fully adjusted yet. You say you got tired going up the hill? Yeah, see? It's like a workout in itself. But I'll do it during an edited video. I just haven't figured out which one yet. I kind of want to do it in front of a green screen. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that. That's the trail that I probably should have took and gone down, but it doesn't much matter. This is also where I got out, like in the woods over here, when I kayak from, turns YouTube vids into MP3s. Yeah, I use a website for that, and that's how I got a lot of my memes from like other people and whatnot, where I got like PewDiePie and that chick that did the gay stuff for little kids. I won't get copyright strikes because I'm not monetizing. I'm allowed the free speech and freedom of information and what's the other one? Fair use acts allow me to use whatever I want so long as I'm not trying to make money on it. So if I do a shout out for you and I use your stuff, even though I'm under the impression that your stuff is not even yours, so long as I'm not trying to make money on it, I can use it. They're not gonna let me monetize it. But the algorithm will actually stop me from monetizing it before I get there. So, oh, there's a black snake, but I missed him. I hope you guys got to see him. I think he's gone. He was just sunbathing there. Maybe he'll come out again before I come back up the hill. Usually animals will run before they get here. So yeah. if you were on Sharp Street, you could park here and get in. There's a hole in the fence and you can come around. There's always going to be people fishing there. That's the dam. And then there's a bridge there. I'll do the nature hike that is over there on another day. That's no, it's just out of my jurisdiction for what I'm willing to do on this camera. There's some honeysuckles coming in here, and they're pretty. Nope, not a musician, just a DJ. And some of my banners are self-drawn. Yeah, I gathered that. I'm going to be making my banner soon. I'm really putting together how I want to do it, because it has to be something simple where I can put it on a vinyl, or I can put it on like an iron-on and make t-shirts out of it, and it's just going to have to be, you know, the way I want it. Like I said, after I get it done and I get it on vinyls, I'm going to be giving it to my subscribers should they want them. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that. I'm hoping in the next week, but I want to do a time lapse and be drawing it, and I want it to be an animation and just fade into my logo. So put it on your vape tackle box. Awesome. Well, wherever you put it, that's cool with me. Like I said, I'm going to give them out, give one to everybody, and see how that goes. Maybe not everybody. I got 250 subscribers now, so, and I'm not going to do it constantly forever, because well, unless YouTube starts giving me money, it's just not worth it. If I had 10,000 subscribers, is it going to be paying me? But out of those 250 people, I don't think everybody really watches. I think over time a lot of people do, but be realistic, my mom's one of my subscribers. Yeah, I gained quite a bit, actually. I don't get many people watching my video on the first day, but within the first week, I usually get 20 to 30 views. And like I said, over the course of the first year, it's usually between 200 and 500. And that depends on how people find it. There different videos do different amounts, and it really depends on what it is. I don't find that my older videos do as well, but I think that I'm offering a higher quality of content. But I think my content's fairly decent. I don't know. I'm just listening to other people who watch other people, and it is what it is. So yeah, now I'm on my way back, and I'm going to actually try to hike through the woods a little bit. But I'm staying on the trail because I don't want to be covered in ticks, because I've been through that the past couple of days just from hopping off the trail, just from like shaving my head and whatnot. And yeah, I should have brought something to drink, but all I got is root beer, and I didn't think that was going to be a great idea. There's just that hill. That hill kicked my butt. Hey, there's another watcher. Hi. Turn the camera around. Hi. Don't forget to click that subscribe button and that like button, because everybody likes my content, or so they say. I actually find that more people prefer to tell me in person how I'm doing than interact with me on the channel. So it's weird. And I always get people that want to tell me what I should be doing with my channel, and then try to act like I don't know what I'm doing with my channel. But the problem is, everybody has something different to say about what I should be doing with my channel. I wrote. And so rather than listening to everybody else, I just listen to myself, and I do what I think is right with my channel, which apparently is walking around in the woods and talking to you guys, or getting angry, or getting mushy, or I'm going to swing wide here. There's some birds. There's birds everywhere, though. They look like starlings. Or, you know, some of my rhetorical thoughts and whatnot, some stories and whatnot. The channel is supposed to be... Oh, another biddy hit me up. Storage Wars videos would do the best. I know you don't have room for that right now. Yeah, I like doing the storage wars videos, and actually those videos are still getting a lot of views, but just, and there's just one spot that I like to go to, and that's the one where I started the season 2, but I didn't keep going with it. The Cumberland storage, they're not on the regular click. They don't have the auctioneer and all that stuff, so it's a little better, really. I mean, I make more money out of their units because they don't sell as high. They don't have the same amount of people. They don't have a bunch of really rich people out there that are, you know, just trying to eat everybody alive, bidding everybody up. Oh, I don't think I want to go this way. This is going to come out to the road, and yeah, this is out to over there is going to be Mount Pleasant School. You can actually drive back here, which I don't want to be here. I'm going to turn around and go the other way. Yay! I want to get back to my van eventually. Getting a little sweaty out here. Hey, I got another viewer. Hi, other viewer. I don't know if you're the same one, you keep leaving and coming back, or if you're a different one. I don't know. It's changed since I've been to Cumberland, and it only takes one greedy rich guy to change the whole auction. Yeah, and they, oh, now I'm up to 3. Yay, 3 watchers. Woohoo. I can't say it's a record. 4 would be a record, though. We're getting there. I went to Millville for a second auction and ended up buying a couple units, and that's where I got that organ that I'm gonna have to do something with. I'm gonna have to donate it. Woohoo! I got a like. That's awesome. I'd like it if everybody likes it, but that's just, you know, what I'd like. But I didn't actually film it right. The girl was there with me, and it just, I don't know, I wasn't overly happy with the auction. Woohoo, I'm up to 2 likes. Just one person missing. Somehow I think it's the bazooka. So I didn't even post it as a video because I don't want to do that with them anymore, and I'm not going to continue to have the space to put it. Woohoo, I'm up to 3 likes. Woohoo, thanks everybody. I'm not going to have the space to put this stuff, and it's not ultimately where I want to go with the channel. I want this to be a traveling channel. I want to be able to continue to do live streams and whatnot of different places that I go, and edited videos of the places that I go that don't have the service for where I go. I heard stuff goes real cheap at the shore points. I bet it does, but they don't like to do storage. And then this is the top end of one of those ones that I was at the beach, so I didn't have to climb up here because I'm already up here. Woohoo! I have heard that they go cheap, and it's mostly because there's not too many people interested in it, and I imagine it's really good stuff. It's just they don't do auctions very often. They like to hold the stuff for much longer, and some of them are doing the online auctions, and I don't like the online auctions because 1, I can't do a video, and 2, you can never really see what you can see with your eyes, and 3, you don't get the actual auction portion of it. So, and then ultimately it's a pain in the butt because they give you one really low resolution photo, just try to figure out what's in there, and they'll explain what they can see, but it's hard to tell if somebody dug through it already. And those are really the good units. The good units are the ones where, you know, somebody didn't already clean them out. And well, that was the one that I got the beginning of season 2, which that was a really good unit. I got 2 laptops, I got a PSP, I got a ton of Christmas stuff that made me a decent amount of money. Online is not my favorite either. Rather a dozen people see the unit, not 300. Yeah, I don't like that. The other thing that's a problem with the online auctions is there's like 5 or 6 different sites, and so between the different sites you have all these different sign-ins and whatnot, and you probably miss some of them just because you're not going to the different sites. You don't know which one's which. If they just had like 1 or 2 sites, it'd be okay, and eventually it would be 1. You would think they would take over, but they're not interested in that, I guess. But it's just, I don't like the online one, on top of the fact that you know, if I buy a unit, at least I'm there with my truck and I'm ready to take half the shit with me, as opposed to not having it, being at home and having to figure out, and not even knowing necessarily what I got. If I need to bring another truck or a trailer or something, I wouldn't know. Oh, now I'm down to 2 viewers. But at least I had people watching. Thanks, everybody. See, now this part of the trail I think is very interesting. It's covered in vines and whatnot. Things are starting to grow. I think that hiking on the front half is actually ideal to do first, where you're closer to the lake, and then you get up and you're further from the lake, because this backside isn't quite as challenging. It's not as hilly. It's fairly simple, and you still get a nice view. It has its advantages. I have gotten some good ones. Yeah, well, so long as there's not too much of a deposit, I'm one to let them have the deposit too. I've done that a couple times. Or like, you know, the whole thing smells like cat or like rat shit and piss, and you just like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want it in my vehicle. I don't want to take it to the dump. It'll cost me more money to dump it than it will to leave it there. So I'll just leave it there and let them have the deposit. And then after I had a bad time at Millville, I told them that I had done that there before, and I did it there again. Picked out all the stuff that I wanted and left stuff there. I don't know why I didn't leave the organ. I don't know what I was thinking. It would have been blacklisted from everyone. Yeah, well, I haven't been blacklisted for many of them yet, I don't think. I think they like the video promotion, and they kind of go for that. I wouldn't mind doing a storage unit just like as a live stream. I think that could be fairly interesting, but it'd be ideal if I had someone to hold a camera so that I could do my thing. And, you know, the idea of someone holding the camera is just benign. Holding the camera and not interrupting me, that's completely insane. Yay, I'm back to 3. If you're not the same person watching as you were, please hit that like button. I don't know if there's people hopping in or out or not. The only person talking is Bazooka. Well, a tripod doesn't work so well for doing like the storage auction. You gotta pick it up and move it around and stuff. And some of the owners aren't very happy with the idea of you filming, because they're like, oh, it's somebody's stuff. That was the Cumberland self-storage. They didn't want me to film. I did, and I could get away with it when I had Google Glass, because nobody really knew what it was. But now when I'm doing it with my phone or with a camera, they don't agree with it. Actually, I don't think that's the trail. I think this way is the right way. But it is what it is. I don't know if I'll go back to doing that ever or not. I did enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but it is a lot of work on top of that, and I don't have the capacity to get rid of the stuff, especially not now. But like, say if I had a buddy that needed a dryer or a washer or something, I would go to a unit just to get a washer or dryer, because I could get it for like $50, maybe less. And sometimes those things are like really nice ones, because nobody stores a piece of crap that they don't want to keep. You know, it's broken, I don't want it. You're not going to put it in storage. But I definitely stay off of the track of the auctioneer around here, because it's not like I like the guy. I just don't like the people that follow him. And I wouldn't say that he brings up sales so much that he's even really necessarily worth using. It does create you know, a cool atmosphere and all, but I think I've actually been at this spot. I'm pretty sure I was at the spot. This is where I came down at. Maybe I can split out. Oh, that's a spider web. Whoops. Now I got a spider that's like hanging off of my arm. Yeah, this is that hobo spot. I'm going to go to the left here. Go up this bluff. I remember coming down this bluff sometime around now last year. There's probably a rock on my dash from that. I don't want to talk about what all happened. But I'm glad it's over. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't show you guys the trails out here so you can create your own memories. I think that it's definitely worth it. Sorry, I'm losing connection. I don't know why. I guess I want to go this way. Got to go clean some dirty storage unit stuff. Have fun. Hi, it's me. I'm lost in the woods. No, I don't think so. I might be though. I was paying attention to the camera instead of paying attention to the trail, so I'm not entirely sure where I'm at. And I get that the lighting's a little weird because as I turn around and go different ways in the woods, it's kind of difficult to keep the lighting source in front of me. I mean, unless you want to look at the back of my head, but I understand it's a little striped, it's a little odd, a little weird. I'm a little weird. Now, I've been considering actually trimming my beard down so it's not quite as out bushy, having it kind of short like my face, like the sides of my face. I'm not sure about that. It's just, I think it would be much cleaner. I might be more attractive. I don't know. Oh, yeah, this, I'm still looking at the camera. Not this way. Now I'm going back the other way. There's a lot of cats out here around those things, but I don't think those things are for cats. But it was weird. There's like 15 cats out here, and none of them want to approach me, but I don't blame them. I don't have food. I'm not trying to feed them. It's just odd because I'm not used to seeing them out here like this. Usually because there are actually predators for cats in woods like these. I don't think this is the way well, yeah, this is the way I came from. Yay. Wearing my white briar shirt. I can't wait to start working there again. It's not really working. I just sit around, collect a paycheck. That's the best kind of work. The more money you make, the less you do. That's how that works, right? It's also on Avalon, so I could get a completely different sample of people to watch me and interact with me. And I like that. I did actually pick up a couple of subscribers out there last year, and that's cool. Now I got a little bit of an upgraded advertisement system on the vehicle, so that'd be cool. Yeah, I can try to go this way. I'm almost back, and every time I'm almost back, I always like, let me turn this around. I always end up taking the wrong trail and ended up in this one dead end. So I try to go a different way so that I wasn't ended up at the dead end. And I think that's where I'm going now. But once I end up at the dead end, I can then like flip around and just take the next right, and it'll take me back to the parking lot. Woohoo, I'm almost at an hour. So I about timed this right, and the idea that it would take me about an hour to hike up to the dam and back, which puts it at about 4 o'clock. And that's the trail that I came in on, up on the edge. I like this outlook here. Like I said, that's where I filmed the sexual sessions bondage at, because I just thought that those trees would be perfect for suspension. But I'm not going to rekindle that channel because I just don't have the capacity to do 2 channels. I'm doing at least 1 video a day on here, then 1 video a day is enough. Keep getting text messages about how I'm going over data, and it makes me think that I probably should get a different plan when I get a new phone. But I'm not sure about that one either, as well, yeah, it doesn't sound like a bad idea. I've been thinking about going with T-Mobile, but I'm going to actually have to look into their coverage, especially in places that I travel to. They have better coverage. I'd go with Verizon, but they're really expensive. And I know they have better coverage, but they're really expensive. And I can't be paying for data, especially not to do live streams. You know, they charge you as you go over by the megabyte or something ridiculous. And streaming now, I'm probably streaming at 720, maybe 15 frames or something, but even still, that's going to be a megabyte every like 15 seconds. So I can't you know, I can't be paying for it like that. That'd be insane, especially if I want to do an hour live stream. But if they have an unlimited plan, I might consider it. If the quality of service is really that much better. And I do need a new phone, mostly because the port on this one's bad. But I'd like to get a nicer camera, something that does OTG, so I can hook it up more effectively to the drone, and then I can get some better footage with the drone, hopefully. But I did fly the drone a little bit today out here before I shot this video, so when I edit this video, I can give a little bit of that, so you can see a little bit over the tree line. You can see out over the lake a little bit, and you can see, you know, how the beach looks. Not that it really tells you what the trail looks like, but you can see that here. I'm getting pretty thirsty, but I think I can push on for at least another 4 minutes or so. I want to ask if you enjoyed this, if you would watch me again, because I don't know who you are. And if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. It does me a favor, and doing me favors is, well, you're watching me, so you're doing me a favor in that way as well. And I post something new every day. Tomorrow I have a video coming up. It's a story from many years ago, but I filmed it just the other day. I want to say I filmed it on Saturday while I was in Belle Plaine. And Thursday will probably be another live stream. I'm thinking Thursday is going to be another quest for the greatest cheesesteak at Papa Luigi's. After I get done mowing my grandma's lawn. She lives down that way anyway. Which I don't know. I'm supposed to have a hiking date on Thursday as well. So, not sure about that. I feel like I'm getting up to that dead end now. I'm not sure. But it seems like it. It definitely seems like it. I'm going to keep hiking until I get there, though. Cheesesteak wouldn't be bad today, but I don't like to do 2 videos a day unless, you know, it's a schedule. It's a unless it, like the live stream drops or something, I have to go back before I'm done with something. I am hoping to do 3rd Friday this month, but I'm going to try and do that as an edited video because the live stream didn't work. The older buildings cut my signal down and it was just bad. So I'm going to try and do that as an edited video, which would be a little bit more involved and hopefully a little bit more entertaining, not nearly as long. But yeah, so if any of you, that means the rest of you, because Purple Bazooka actually wants me to do a promotion for him, but if any of you have your own product or your own channel or something that you want me to promote, just shoot me a message or a comment and let me know what it is that you want me to promote, and I will happily do that on either a live stream or an edited video, depending on what they are. Not that I get a whole lot of watches and subscribers, but you watch and some other people watch clearly, or, you know, you wouldn't be here. And so, yeah, I usually get, I want to say 10 views in the first week and 100 views in the first year. So if there are views that you're not already getting or possibilities that you're not already taking, then it is definitely possible that you would get more from me promoting you. Or if you're just someone who likes to be entertained and you like to be entertained by me, I post videos every day, and it is actually one of my more enjoyable hobbies, especially since I get to enjoy the things that I enjoy doing, but like hiking and kayaking and camping, as well as tourist destinations and beaches and zoos and aquariums and just anywhere that I can go and anything I can do. Then I turn it into a video for you to enjoy. It is pleasing to me that you get to enjoy it. It's also pleasing to me to do the stuff. So, you know, hit that subscribe button and, you know, join the revolution. But as it is now, I think I'm going the right way. I'm not sure. I should be coming up on a parking lot any second. I just reached a minute. And yeah, I know where I'm at now. This is where I saw all those kitties at. Yep, there's a kitty there. And it's like going back to, there's a bunch of, oh, there's another kitty. There's a black one. There's like a bunch of totes and stuff. There's a tote over there and a pile of branches and stuff. I think that cat's actually running right into it. He's checking to see if I'm coming after him. It's like a feral cat's nest or something. Weird. I don't know why anybody would build that. Cats are actually a problem. I get why people like cats and all, but feral cats are a big problem. They only have life expectancy of like 6 years, and they're responsible for the extinction of 7 different species of birds. Well, because as humans, we actually encourage the instinctual traits of cats, which isn't good. Oh, I lost my viewer. And with that said, oh, I got my viewer back. Welcome back. Yay. I don't know if you're the same viewer or not. You don't interact. Maybe you do and I'm not looking. Nope. But now I'm back to the boat ramp where I started at. From here, you can do some fishing and whatnot. I don't recommend hanging out after the park hours because it closes at like 10 o'clock. And afterwards, the cops actually come through here and whatnot. There's some handicap spots. And there is a porta potty here, which is usually fairly clean. The last time I looked in there, it needed to be cleaned. But there you can see my van. Yay! Probably can't see it very well, but that duct tape there is from where a branch actually caught my vent window and ripped it off, and I had to tape it back on. And I think the way that repairing that's going to go is having to replace the entire window, which is not really fun. But I think there's actually a note on my van. Let's see. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna just go ahead and assume that must be for my ex. She says she really likes this area and I'm supposed to avoid it. That's very unlikely that I will do that, because I can do whatever I want. But I don't really like this area that much because it's junky. So I'm going to come here more often to piss her off. I just chose to come here